Why is that so loud? My ears. Holy crap. It was so loud. Anyway, welcome everyone to the stream of Danganronpa, the second class trial. This is gonna be the one that breaks me, guys. It's only the second one. And this is the trial that fucks me over, isn't it? I can already tell fucking Toko's a fucking culprit. And it sucks because she was one of my favourites and, like... I spent so much free time. I can't even get the fucking words out. It is like the worst thing to happen. I know it's gonna happen. That's the thing. And that's why I don't want to go through this door. Can I say goodbye to her one last time? Where is she? Is she in there? Wait. Fuck. No, she's still in the fucking room, isn't she? No. So I can't even say goodbye. That is so... No. No. Wait, if she's still in the room, is she gonna be there for the trial? She's not here. Is she... I'm trying to... Wait. I'll take this off from the wall. I can't look around. She's not here! Is this one ready to... Am I blind or were you missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's... She escaped? No way.
Huh?
And Toko is... I really don't remember.
Come on!
I'm kidding. How can I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part to this class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
No, don't say that. No. Just like you said a few minutes later, he appeared chucking quicker behind him.
Yeah!
Oh no! I told him I didn't want to go, but he forced me. I can't believe you're chucking.
Yeah!
Terrible, you're terrible. Now everyone's here. Oh no! And then you greet me with this. Now the game greets me with that image of me being fucking crucified. Crucified. Okay, I can't say goodbye. Who do I talk to? Celeste? Something odd about Toko's behaviour. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. Come on, dog.
Hey, come on.
Pokemon, what's got so worked out? Luckier then. I gave you plenty of work. I'll give you plenty to work with. Shows how far your logic can take you. Also here. I guess there wasn't much help at all on this one. Ishimaru. I don't know why they killed her.
Count on it.
I'll make sure. Wait, do I just? Oh. Okay. There's no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. To give myself a small nod in reply. Oh god, it's all going down. Oh no. Alright. Coming to a sudden stop. Here we are. What do you think? It's redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Is it? I think it's exciting. Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Yeah, let's just go. I'm ready to see this. I'm not ready to see this. I don't care. Just drop me with it. Drop me with the bombshell that fucking Toko killed Chihiro.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I don't know, I feel like the dumbbell was just a distraction. Because there was like blood on the carpet or something. Like blood on the painting and everything. So
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
A what? You think it's have some...
Chihiro's fatal
I didn't
injury.
understand. I went in too
It
far.
appears it was a head wound.
And I...
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt
Wait, I need to see how fast forward again.
Instrument. What kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
A what?
That certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's.
Right,
it
I'm
appears
thinking
it
dumb. I
According
need
to
to
the
get my head
Monokuma
back
file,
into
what
the
kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
You are stupid.
No, that's wrong.
What's your name again? Weedman, I like to call you.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Well, I mean, it could have been used for a distraction. I don't know if I was black and I'd try and do something like that. Hide up the murder weapon, then they don't actually know. Make it still be blunt, but then hide the actual normal murder weapon. That would be quite a smart move. Because then they wouldn't actually be sure what did it.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
No, Toko's back to normal now.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
Before
Let's move
her
on to
execution.
discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Hakagore, that's it.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
He's really killed the hero. New element has been added to non-sexual. Fine. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to distract your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit one of these white lines. So think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press next to attach a sign like that. Right, here we go. Just a jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong, Asahina. There is proof, but it's not like it
I
matters because Toko did it
Might
anyway.
know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
It's like T-pose kind of thing.
I got it!
There we go.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Oh, here we go.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Here we go.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Oh no, I see
Man,
where this is going.
why is this gotta be so complicated?
Yeah. No, I know. It's the multiple thing. Whatever it's called. What? What do I need to write it out? I don't know how to spell it.
Now I understand!
Right, well, that was completely random, but...
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
Oh, here we go.
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Don't do this. Not like this.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Going on for 13 minutes is all it took for it to get to this stage. Well, to be blunt, 8 minutes.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Oh, my.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Damn it.
What?
I knew I was right.
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
Oh my days.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate
this
you.
Has gone way too far.
The opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't...
Oh, no. It's fake, right? Of course it isn't.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko! That's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
I expected it. I knew it.
So
I
intense.
said it about 5
Like
times.
they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Damn it.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
I literally ain't got nothing to say.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
I've genuinely got
A
nothing
motive?
to say.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
I feel like that's BS.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Yeah, let's get more details. Oh god.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
Yes, you did.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
perhaps if you had an... Oh, an alibi!
when you compare the modus
operandi matches
No, that's wrong.
It's only gonna lead to more proof.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Yo, I swear.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Yo!
Yes! That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Thing usually
Well,
use knives,
in all the
not
previous
scissors.
Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Wait, yeah, no, because there was only like 3 boys in there, wasn't there? There was like 4 boys and 1 girl. Yo!
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Yo! Exactly, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I guess 5 at the top. And then obviously
they were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan metal!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Who would go out of their way to use a... Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
If she has some... I was about to say...
She's fully equipped!
If she has some
That's
on
right!
her...
So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
I'm not doing free
Why would I
time.
resort to dumbbells or rope when
I
have
am
my
not doing
trusty
free time with
scissors by
Toko
my
Vikala
side?
ever again. Screw that,
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna get
tell me I'm
stabbed.
wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Holy...
I
This
have no idea
is
what's going on
insane.
anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
How...
But the body really was suspended,
How
right?
the hell?
And nobody but the police knew about that.
What?
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
The only person who... Byakuya! Because, like... He tried to convince us to... There's... Whether... Fucking...
Here's my answer!
Genocide.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Yes! Yes!
Then
yes!
the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it!
Yes!
The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now
Die,
the suspicion
die,
falls on
die,
me.
die.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Die! Die! Die already! I don't care what you have to say, I just want you to die!
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
That's creepy.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then. What's so strange about
that
it?
You should die.
Go
I
ahead.
don't care what's strange.
Share with the rest
I'm
of the
voting
class.
You stupid. What's... Is it irrelevant? Yeah, absolutely. Next, we're going to add something called a true flashback. If you ain't had a weak spot with the triangle down, you remember, is that weak spot? Okay. I'll probably never use that. I'll probably never have to anyway. Don't go safe and be okay. Dude, no, this isn't happening. This isn't happening.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found
the
body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural
weird.
reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh, shut up, Hifumi, you pedo. Can Hifumi die next?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
that's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was... So of course I would suggest we... There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Wait.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity,
that's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we... There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
I don't...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
that's a natural...
The victim
was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Alright then.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
But...
because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
Oh, okay. Wait, I get that now.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not
There is.
No, don't tell me he's
There
clear.
is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Please tell me Byakuya's the fucking culprit. I hate that prick so much. It wasn't plugged in! The thing wasn't plugged in! The extension cord thing, whatever.
The difference
to the
between
lamp,
the cases?
whatever.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use those things. But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before
in my life.
Yes, you did, you little lying twat. And me and the boys be calling you out for it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, You've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Oh, you're done, Byakuya.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
That's
Is
exactly
that
what
about
you did.
right?
That's exactly what you did.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Yeah, off
sorry,
with his
but
head.
can we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, What about all that bothers you?
Something's not right. There's nothing wrong with what he said. Byakuya is sus as fuck. Byakuya is the blackened. I guess the present, yeah.
Shoot!
Wait, what? There's something off about what he said.
I got it!
Yeah, no, yeah, okay.
You
right,
say
yeah.
you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Please,
along with the rest of the murder scene.
No, we won't be Byakuya dead. This
rest
will be
of the murder
best
scene?
trial ever. Let him
That
die.
was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey! Don't just move on without...
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder
Oh,
took
he's
place
pissed.
somewhere
He's
else,
pissed. He's
let's see
pissed.
the proof.
Evidence shows that the murder took place somewhere else. Is there something that switched between the carpet? But yeah, no, the carpet, because... Oh, then the paintings then. Wait, where is it? Yes.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, The stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It was moved. Wait, what? Oh shit. Wait. I wasn't paying attention.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Mate!
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Exactly.
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Turns out Chihiro was actually a trans.
An even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That is a good question.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
That was
but Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Because only Byakuya knew about that.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Well, do it then. Tell us how Chihiro could have actually done it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! No. She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't think she used the thing that was in the mail.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong!
Shut up, weed man.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Then how the hell
I'm struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said.
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So...
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Yes.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
Mom, you haven't been talking that long, Mom.
There's no way she could get in the book. What?
No.
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? Well, all right then. Huh? Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Wait. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial has been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in hand. And where she took it and couldn't read that down. Right, Chihiro's dead body again.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully?
Shut up, Louis.
It's
Shut up.
probably best if I don't run my hands up.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's...
Very well. I'll t-
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Yeah, let one of
No,
the
it's
boys do
okay.
it.
I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh, fuck's sake.
That's not it at all.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her.
Be sure to check her entire body.
Her entire body? What? This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What? What is going on?
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
No!
I see. So she was actually a he.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
I said, is Chihiro actually a tranny?
It's really true?
I said it's a joke! I said it's a
Chihiro
joke!
was...
No! Shut up!
Guy?
No!
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat!
No
Chihiro
way!
Fujisaki was totally a guy!
What?
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
No.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Byakuya is a suspect, and Chihiro
I do apologize
is a
for keeping you
boy.
waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his
Are you
reason for
kidding
hiding
me?
it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a
Man.
girl, but a boy.
Oh my god!
And because the victim was male, he would have had
Oh
no
my
problem gaining
God.
access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male,
Holy god!
then yes, that would be true.
Holy crap!
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there
Oh,
should
that
be no
explains
issue
so
with Makoto's
much.
initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys'
That
locker room
explains
and was
so
then later
much.
moved to the girls' locker room.
Bro!
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand
So
the motive for moving the
Toko
body.
is now a
but
serial killer.
yes, that does seem plausible.
Byakuya almost got
Well,
killed.
I must admit, I did find it rather
No,
odd.
you didn't.
I
Shut
knew
up.
he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay,
No,
well,
'cause we don't know who
connected
did
or
it.
clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Exactly.
Very interesting.
He's off in his own little world.
That would make
What
sense!
about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned,
Byakuya's
do you
still
still
the
think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer
No,
after
don't
all.
say that.
But aren't you? He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, When you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as...
No
correct?
way!
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe!
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth,
this
then...
class trial would have been
Why?
amazing if that was
Why do you do that to his
case.
body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncover now then. If it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
This is
We're
going
seriously
on
gonna keep
forever.
going? We're all
Then it was
good, aren't we? I
Toto,
thought
then
it was clear Byakuya did it.
Byakuya.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight.
Do you not have a...
Of course I do.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
The killer is a guy. Yeah, no, because that means it would have taken place in the guy's locker room, and then moved it to the girls using obviously Saka's or Junko's card. What is Celeste's from? I don't
Isn't
like
there
that.
a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
That
Yeah.
would be Celeste.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the...
And it's not like they're just game over, man.
Yay! No! Not game over!
I know what it is.
Isn't there a single well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
And only the...
Celestial,
No, it's wrong.
the damn... Lolly...
I believe
Whatever.
someone else did see the victim before
Forgot
he
her
was
name.
murdered. What do you think,
his name for a
Celeste?
second.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell...
It was last night, right before nighttime. I
Right,
saw
we already know
Chihiro.
this. At the warehouse.
I saw
Chihiro.
him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
Keep saying her.
And then, I...
A track jacket and a duffel bag.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should
Holy
think.
crap, how
So,
hard is this gonna
Mr.
be?
Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track...
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't...
As was noted, the evidence is already
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the...
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag. All the bags in there are the same.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I don't think I'm following. Wait. Unless, I think she's trying to get the... Oh, Kyoko, you're
First
so
of all,
smart.
we know
I
where
what she's
Chihiro
trying to
was
do.
headed.
She's trying to bait out the
He was
killer,
on his
like,
way to go
saying, like,
exercise.
something out of line, like, oh...
So next we have to ask...
the colour, or...
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Like, the colour,
What do you mean,
or...
the specific tracksuit?
The colour of the duffel
I
bag
got
or
it!
tracksuit
He
or
picked that
anything.
tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
What?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit
No one
as
said
him?
that. No one said that, Mondo. No one said
No,
that.
that's
No one
wrong.
said that. No one said that. No one said that.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Yeah, we know.
She never said anything about the jacket's color, so why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm
sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility! Cherry? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No,
I think so.
that can't be it either.
She stuffed the jacket into the bag of the heart. Mondo!
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why?
I don't think
What
we did
made you so
Kyoko somehow.
suspicious?
That's a good question.
No, because I hate him. The way he was acting.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Oh.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No. I'm not the frightful, not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Maybe because you own
Yeah! He would never do something like that!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly... That's what my little ghost bro...
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Really?
No,
Actually, you know, now that I'm...
Jeez, does your confidence just...
What do you have? It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, but it must belong to... Mondo! No, not me! Mondo! What am I doing? Mondo!
Shoot!
Oh yeah, wait.
I got it!
Fine, to hear it, wait. How is it Mondo?
I was totally... Well, that's what I was hoping.
I imagine the culprit broke it.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
Hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already.
Very not good. That's
Why
what
would
it
we
says.
want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
That's right, Mondo.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees.
And the only people who went in there
Strange how you
is
don't get burnt,
Tucker
huh?
and
It's because
Orishimo
as your sweat
and,
evaporates, it
Mondo.
creates a cooling layer of
Mondo.
air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were that layer of... So when...
Wow, interesting.
That is a mere trifling...
Anyway, if you found, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Because I was in the sauna before.
Indeed.
What if they
What do you mean?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna? They'd realize it was broken, of course. And once they had...
I won't say it's not.
I might know... Whoa! I think the one who may have taken their
Mondo! It's not that hard, it's Mondo!
Here's
And,
my answer!
Ishimaru, but Mondo's the only one who could
Mondo,
have actually did it.
your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Right, let's wrap this
And
up.
for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. I don't accept this.
I don't want to believe it. Oh. Yo, I was actually kind of starting to like him as well. He just seemed pretty relaxed, kind of. Quite a good character.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test.
I need controls.
Makoto.
I want to know the controls again because I want to know how you change whether.
His assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo,
you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
It does.
Shoot!
Shut up, you look. Oh yeah, no.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct,
then you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just.
No, that's wrong.
That was on me.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now. Is it really your—
The fuck is that supposed to—
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours? What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
We Ishimaru.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Ishimaru's actually
So then,
snitching.
the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But, well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to— It's kind of a great—
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but—
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
Right, on the engine phase though, let's go. Right, I do not remember this at all. So let's spot the bloody thing. So she shoves it in. That'll be there. And boys, I think. Actually, no, shoot into the girls. Boys actually, no. So it'd be like that. What's going on there? Oh, it'd be that. Hero turns around. And then I guess blood in the painting. Right, this is actually really hard. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no, that would make sense. this is actually really bad. And replace the posters. I don't know what the hell these things are. I guess we'll find out soon. Nokia has the extension cord. I think that's the sauna. You know, I feel like it's like that. Right, I feel like
the killer is
wrong.
You! First,
let's just see. Let's skip it, because we already know what happened. Alright, we got that right. This is that too. Right. So that means that there. I'll work that one out. I'll work that out. So
here's exactly what happened.
I'm not good at this comic thing. Like, at all. So please forgive me. Alright. Hopefully this is right. Yeah, okay. We might have it all right. Okay, I think I've got it mostly right. I think. I'm not sure about the ending though. The ending like, around here, like after the Byakuya thing. Yeah, okay. After this, I think I got it the wrong way around. I think I had them the wrong way. Okay, no! Alright. No, we actually did it. We only had like one issue. Mondo is you.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! Without any proof?
No, I just... I'll probably work it out myself. The moment of truth. Oh, I forgot all about this.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence!
Oh wait, oh it's that.
You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! You're corrupt!
Oh, that's what I have to do. Okay.
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Sorry, tomorrow.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Well, there it is. Thank God it wasn't Tokar. If it was... Oh my god, this trial was insane.
Bro! What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. Go ahead, Monokuma. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait!
No waiting! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Who will you elect as the black? Will you make the right? What's it gonna be?
That hurts. I guess. I'm just glad it wasn't Toko, man.
What?
I wanted it to be Byakuya so much. Yeah. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. Oh, okay. You're transferring very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishihara. You need to be very more careful. I refuse to believe that there's no way he would kill someone.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Okay, I'm not saying why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so that means I'll explain on you.
Actually...
Destroy the murder this time as a sad story. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the O button to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He had things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness to take a fragile form of a petty young girl. Now nobody will be able to say anything, even though you're a boy. Alright, I get it. I get this. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it'd be good. Okay.
Yeah, that's...
I understand.
Correct.
I know what happened. Just get to the fucking execution. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had a chance to join the gang is, in the first place, is because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother named Dyer, I wonder. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Dyer that Mondo even got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one who Mondo could trust and respect. Right. What did that say? Crazy man? Oh, crazy Dorothy. Right. Oh, so Mondo was gonna hit last time. Alright. I don't want to hear the backstories, it's just going to make me feel bad. If you guys want to see it, I'll leave like a link in the comments, maybe. I don't know. I believe everyone who's watching me already knows what happens anyway. Man. Yeah, I'm... I'm skipping.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
I thought I was only skipping the backstory, but no.
Let's...
went right into the punishment. Alright, after this, the stream's ending, guys, so enjoy your last moments. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh no. Has he been hallucinating? What the hell? Oh no, it's on a bike. It's the same as his bro. No. Music's kind of banging though, not gonna lie. The Cage of Death. Is he tied to it? What's going on? He's like in a ball. I don't get this at all. What happened? Well, he died, obviously. Okay, no, he just turned invisible. Oh. Alright, So guys, that was a stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll continue next time we decide to play this. Save game. Ah.